so much. Good morning. My name is Rebecca Nugent. I'm the head of the Department of Statistics and Data Science, and on behalf of its faculty, staff, and students, a very warm welcome to everyone joining us in the beautiful Chosky Theater in the Purnell Center for the Arts, for the Statistics and Data Science commencement ceremony for the graduate class of 2026. And a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our statistics and data science friends and family who are joining us on live stream or watching the recording later. We're very glad that you're able to be with us, even if not in person. So a warm welcome to you as well. So in statistics and data science, we're fortunate enough to have two commencement ceremonies, one graduate and one undergraduate, which allows us to shine a spotlight on our graduate students and spend more relaxed time together with their families and friends. Today, we will also have the pleasure of officially hooding our PhD recipients. So during that part of the ceremony, students will be joined by their advisors or collaborators on stage to receive both their PhD hood and their diploma. Also a reminder to our new PhDs and their families and advisors, please feel free to join Carnegie Mellon in celebrating your doctorates at the PhD reception on Saturday, 5 p.m. in the Tepper Atrium. All right, so before I turn the podium over to the program directors, a few comments about our department and these cohorts. Oh, you can sit down. Kind of like they were all ready. We're ready to hear the comments. So our department turned 60 this year. Never looked better. Formed in 1966, the Department of Statistics, and now Data Science, was created with two senior faculty members, including our founding head, Maury DeGroot. With an early focus on Bayesian statistics, application of statistics, and statistical computing, which were very groundbreaking areas at the time. The department also held the philosophy very early on that rather than simply serving as consultants, we should develop deep collaborations with other fields, producing applied research that pushes forward both the application area as well as statistics and data science. We were always different, and we still are. Back then, we had a handful of faculty and graduate students, no undergrads. We had one interactive computing terminal and a couple of offices in Wien Hall that were punctuated with the delightful and weird aromas from the chemistry department. In fact, our graduation used to be in front of the stairs in our department. Like there was a cake, there's like 9 people making our graduation ceremonies. And now we have almost 40 faculty, 70 PhD students, 30 master's students, 700 undergraduate majors, and thousands of students taught every semester. So we must be doing something right. We continue to be one of the nation's leading research and educational hubs in statistical theory and practice, data science, machine learning, AI, and most importantly, how to actually solve real-world problems using all of the above. In fact, while there are several peer universities in statistics research quality and quantity, and there are prestigious colleges and liberal arts schools focusing on statistics education, we stand in the intersection of the Venn diagram. This is highly unusual. We're highly ranked in both research and education, graduate and undergraduate. And we're known for interdisciplinary research and data science before the terms even existed. We're already decades in on work related to artificial intelligence, and quite honestly, we're having much more fun than most other departments. This department is unique. It is very special. This community is extremely special. It always has been, and I certainly hope it always will be. Recently, we've launched research centers in the physical sciences, sports analytics, as well as partnered on new college-level institutes in complex social dynamics, as well as the AI Institute for Societal Decision-Making. We're deepening our collaborations in astrostatistics, and we continue to emphasize growth in statistical machine learning and causality. We've increased our investments in computing, as well as financial support for graduate students, including the newly launched DeGroot Gold Summer Research Scholar Program, which is named after our founding head and his first statistics PhD student, Prem Gold, who's now emeritus faculty and former department head at Ohio State. Dr. Gold generously endowed this fund to support PhD students in their last year, and we very much appreciate his support. So when you turn 60, I mean, I'm not 60 yet, but the department is 60, and when you turn 60, you tend to look back with some nostalgia, and I certainly have done a lot of that this year as we've kind of put together our 60th year celebrations. But then you also tend to look forward, all right? and we could not be more excited about the future. Record numbers of applications for our faculty positions and educational programs, new AI initiatives along with new alumni engagement opportunities, historical levels of interest in our high school outreach programs. Our graduates are moving on to exciting opportunities in both academia and industry and across all sectors. Our particular statistics and data science brand, which is really grounded in critical thinking and collaboration, is highly sought after. In fact, we had one partner tell us this year, if they would let me hire all of your students, I would. And I was like, well, please do. Don't let them stop you. But as always, a relentless focus on doing work that matters. Research and education that impacts and improves people's lives. Our Master's in Applied Data Science students have had an intense 2 semesters, packed with statistics and data science methodological classes, data engineering, real-world projects, and professional development. These students work hard, and they juggle the demands of Carnegie Mellon coursework along with the intensity of the modern job search process. This maths class is soon to be leading the way in a world grappling with how to solve problems correctly using data. It's a tough program, but this group was up to the challenge. So much so that they decided to add to this year's challenge and take on as a group a puzzle with 40,000 pieces. 40,000. Just let that sink in. 40,000. And if that were enough, some of them, and they won't tell me who, decided to make it even harder by mixing up all the pieces from the different puzzle bags, which I still just do not understand. And now we've learned who did it. No official word yet if they finished the puzzle. Did we finish? No. But we still have the rest of today and maybe this weekend. So maybe up there at your dinner tonight we can bring the puzzle in. But my money is on them. I think they'll get it done. Turning to our PhD program, these students are just remarkable. It has been such a privilege to have them in our program. They're among the most talented across the globe. They work on cutting-edge research, theoretical, methodological, and applied, as well as provide exemplary teaching assistant support for our top-ranked educational programs. I cannot stress enough how valuable these PhD students are to our department. We could not and would not be the department that we are without them. Without their creativity, their ideas, their dedication, their perseverance. So this cohort, just a little bit of an explanation, this cohort you see on stage includes graduates from last summer, from summer 25, fall 25, and spring 26. So some of them are already out in the workforce, both in academic and industry positions, tackling complex problems with their special Carnegie Mellon blend of interdisciplinary collaboration and extraordinary technical skill. Working on things like causality and network analysis with applications to genetics, statistical inference in the presence of model misspecification, modeling rhetorical structure and writing, modeling multiplex social networks with applications in school-age social dynamics, quantifying uncertainty using assumption-lean inference, multi-omics network approaches to understand diseases and disorders, detecting interactions between point processes in the brain, post-selection inference and multiple hypothesis testing using e-values, and tackling missing information with large language models. Just to give you a taste of the diverse research interests, and those are just selected papers and projects from portfolios. And they do all of this while winning fellowships and awards, teaching online courses, serving as department computing TAs, head TAs, summer program instructors, and much, much more. This is truly an exceptional group of PhD students, not just as researchers, but as department citizens and people. And it's been an honor and privilege to work with them these past years, and on behalf of the department, a very sincere thank you for choosing to join Carnegie Mellon Statistics and Data Science. All right, now let's give out some diplomas. So to kick things off, it is my great pleasure to introduce the Director of the Masters in Applied Data Science Program, Jamie McGovern.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'd like to start by welcoming all of the friends and family joining us this morning in the Chosky Theater, as well as those joining via live stream. On behalf of all the staff and faculty who organized this event, I want to thank you. Thank you for supporting these students in their academic journeys, and thank you for continuing that support today. The Master of Science in Applied Data Science program, colloquially referred to as MADS, is a one-year professional graduate degree focused on developing industry-valued skills and preparing students for careers in the field of data science. We spend the academic year building expertise in data analysis, statistical computing, and professional skills, the three foundational pillars of our curriculum. In the Department of Statistics and Data Science, we've designed programs centered on the concept of spiral learning, where topics are revisited throughout the year with incremental depth and layered complexity in order to build mastery in our core topics. These graduates are entering or re-entering the workforce in a time of significant change, challenge, and uncertainty. And some of them will progress into positions of leadership and contribute to decisions and innovations that will materially impact modern human experience. To these graduates, I hope your experience with us the last 9 months helps to equip you with the tools and perspective to navigate this challenge. I wish you the best as you face the future and encourage you to deeply consider the incorporation of your values into your ambitions. I do believe, as I shared about 9 months ago in their orientation, the real measure of your success will be in the richness of your experiences long after you've left the stage. So good luck. It's my honor to announce the Master of Science in Applied Data Science graduates from this class of 2026. As I recognize each graduate, they'll come forward to receive their diploma. We'll pause to applaud and cheer while they enjoy a moment of recognition. Betsy Friedman. Adam Garrett. Alex Hill. Ellie Wong. Nikita Jayaprakash. Vaibhav Jha. Melissa Juarez. Anirudh Karnam. Jasmine Guo Shan Hong. Sungwon Lee. Joanne Lee Jia-eun. Ryan Lowe. Jay Lusant. Jed Park. Raj Patel. Ashani Pradhan. Tyler Quinn. Dominic Robinson. Conan Joe Smallwood. Jason Shee. Elizabeth Cito. Vias.
Great job, Praveen!
Avery Wong. Jason Wong. Erica Wong. Steve Wong. Brian Yu. A round of applause for all of our one recognition, one award in the Madness program, and that is our TA of the Year. So for quality of service, leadership, and excellence in delivery, please give a round of applause to our TA of the Year, Ryan Loke. Now welcome to the stage Dr. Alex Reinhardt for our Master's and PhD.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you here today to introduce the 2026 graduates from our Master of Science and PhD programs. I've had the privilege of working with these students for years, both as an instructor of some of their courses and in my new role as Assistant Director of the PhD program. Now, this occasion does pose a bit of a problem for me though. See, I know how hard these students have worked in their courses and in their research, not just because I taught some of them and I advised some of them, but because I've done this myself. See, I received my PhD in statistics from Carnegie Mellon in 2018 from this department. So the problem is, if I do the traditional thing, and I tell you how hardworking, intelligent, and personable our students are, it might sound like I'm talking myself up to say how great I am. But that's just a risk I'll have to take. Our students arrive with a wide range of backgrounds. They come from undergraduate programs in statistics, math, psychology, computer science, various other fields. They take extensive coursework in statistical theory, data analysis methods, computing. They learn both bread and butter statistical methods and cutting-edge techniques, and they participate in research projects that advance the field of statistics, developing new methods to solve scientific problems, contributing new theoretical understanding of statistical techniques, and obtaining results that advance science and policy across many disciplines. By the end of their PhD, our students are experts in their own domains, ready to become independent researchers at companies, nonprofits, other universities, or sometimes even to take our jobs. We'll start with our Master of Science in Statistics recipients. The Master of Science in Statistics is awarded as a milestone on the way to the PhD. Students receiving the MS have successfully completed their core coursework and conducted a collaborative research project, working with an outside expert and applying their new skills to solve real scientific and policy problems. This year, we have 8 MS graduates. 2 of those graduates are here today to receive their diplomas. Now, I know you're wondering, why aren't the other 6 here too? But of course, you should realize that each of these 2 students gets 4 diplomas for the price of 1. It's fantastic. So students, when I call your name, please come forward to receive your diploma and pose for pictures. Not so many, but pose for pictures. Asteria Chalambo. Kramer. Please join me in congratulating the entire 2026 Master of Science in Statistics. So congratulations to all of you. We look forward to seeing what you do in the coming years as you work towards your PhDs in statistics. Which brings us to the recipients of our PhD in statistics. These graduates have spent the past several years conducting cutting-edge research, publishing papers, presenting at national and international conferences, and generally making us look good through their hard work. These students also contribute to the department through their work as teaching assistants and their roles in building the department community. Many of these graduates have been involved in organizing social events, inviting panels to present on professional development and careers, running up workshops, managing their own office space, even assigning desks in the PhD offices. Don't ask. The department would not function without our outstanding graduate students. In fact, every year, I tell Professor Nugent that we need to fail these students at their defenses so we can keep them around for longer as our colleagues. Every year, she refuses to let me. So with some reluctance, but also with great pride, let me introduce the 2026 PhD in Statistics cohort. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your diploma. Students will be joined by their PhD advisors to confer their doctoral hood. Be aware that this is often the most difficult part of the PhD, putting the hood on correctly, so bear with us. All ready? Woon Young Chan. Jin Hong Du. Meg Ellingwood. Annie Hong. Siddharth Sarkar. Maya Shen. Neil Shu. Tiger Tseng. please join me in congratulating the entire 2026 PhD students. Congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to seeing what you do in the coming years. Now we move on to awards. Each year we recognize several of our PhD students for their excellence in research, teaching, and service. First, the 2026 Umeshte Gavaskar Memorial Thesis Award. Dr. Gavaskar received his PhD from CMU in 1984 under Professor Jay Kadang. The title of his thesis was A Study of Elicitation Procedures by Modeling the Errors and Responses. He took a faculty position at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, but died in a tragic accident a few years later. The Memorial Fund and Award was instituted by his uncle, V.P. Gudambe, and it continues to be funded by generous contributions of CMU alumni. Students who received their PhD between June 2025 and May 2026 were eligible for consideration. The award recognizes the students for their outstanding thesis research and is selected through a faculty voting process. This year, the award goes to Tiger Tseng. Let me introduce his thesis advisor, Professor Edward Cannon.
That's Tiger. So Tiger's thesis is a really impressive body of work. It's one of those rare contributions that manages to be both broad and deep. It covers a huge stretch of non-parametric causal inference, including generalizability, high-dimensional confounding, continuous treatments, surrogate outcomes, instrumental variables, dependent data, even large language models. So I can't summarize all of this here in any detail, of course. But one thing that really stands out to me about working with Tiger that I wanted to mention was his courage. So instead of shying away from challenging, difficult problems, he tackled them head on, and he taught himself all kinds of new tools, for example, in minimax theory and other areas. So it's a huge honor to work with Tiger. He's been continuing his success and hard work as a postdoc at Stanford, and we're all really excited to see where he ends up and what he tackles next. Congrats, Tiger.
Next, we have the Student of the Year Award. This award is given annually by the Pittsburgh chapter of the American Statistical Association to recognize an outstanding PhD student in our department for their contributions to the department, the university, and the statistical community. As has been the tradition, the selection process is by nomination from the faculty and students of the department and a vote by the faculty. This year's ASA Student of the Year is Maya Shen. Maya received 3 nominations from students and faculty. I will have to condense some because of how effusive they were, but we just give a brief summary. Maya has been an exceptional member of the department, contributing significantly to its intellectual vitality while making outstanding contributions to the broader community. She's demonstrated remarkable leadership and service through her commitment to her fellow students and the department as a whole. As a member of the Student Advisory Committee, she represented her cohort in the wider PhD student body, also played a central role in organizing events for the Women in Statistics group, led the development of PhD student committees that have strengthened community and made us look bad by being better than the department's committees. Maya also stands out for her strong collaborative research skills. Her dissertation addresses challenging applied problems in genomics, demonstrating both methodological innovation and biological insight. So congratulations, Maya. So now that I've embarrassed a few students, I'll just say it's been a privilege and honor working with all of you over the years. I look forward to seeing where you go and what you do next. Let me now give the stage back to Professor Nugent to wrap things up.
perhaps a little more now, given kind of the economic ups and downs that we're in. People often compare themselves to others or what they see online and express concern to us about like kind of quick success. Like I need to get going right away. I need to be successful, sort of right away. And what does that even mean? Success right away? Later? What is even success? How do you measure career success or life success? And one thought that I wanted to leave our recipients with is, so my father, who is a prolific researcher in academic medicine and one of the most extraordinary people I've ever known, once told me to really reflect on the challenge of having one good idea a year. Like just one, like an actual good idea. It's really easy to have bad ideas. I mean, I had 10 just standing over there right during the ceremony. But just one good idea, and then imagine if you were able to have one good idea a year for 20 years, and what an incredibly successful career that would be. That conversation has stuck with me over the years. You'd be an outlier at the far end of that distribution right tail if you were fortunate enough to have that happen. So we all hear about the idea about move fast and break things, but true, real, sustainable progress on a road worth following is one good idea at a time. And you lay one brick in the road at a time, and you have an awful lot of false starts and rerouting, much like the construction around campus trying to get here today. But you can't build this road by yourself, and at least not very well. So at this time, I would like to acknowledge all the family and friends here or online who have supported our graduates every step of the way. Class of 2026, could you please rise and join me in thanking them for their steadfast support and guidance. Please stay standing. In closing, on behalf of the Department of Statistics and Data Science, we could not be prouder of today's degree recipients, both for the work they've done and for the work they're setting off to do. Thank you so much for joining us today, both in person and on Zoom. We send our best wishes to the entire extended Statistics and Data Science family and hope that we're able to stay in touch. Please join me in one more round of applause for our graduates and then in a reception in the Purnell Center lobby. Congratulations. Safe travels, and thanks again for joining us.